All right, welcome to GK Repair Talk. This is episode 6, and we are live and in person next to each other this time, Brandon. Very nice. We got the fire. For anyone who's actually watching this, they can enjoy the fire with us.
It's nice.
If you're listening to us, just picture a fire between us. And this is GK Repair Talk at night. And maybe I'll get some smooth jazz going in the background. I think this is a real relaxing environment. But today's topic is we're going to be talking about making money. So this is kind of a follow-up to an episode that we did before. I don't remember which episode it was, but it was, do you want to...
3 maybe?
Maybe 3. Do you want to repair devices for a living? More specifically, cell phones. But this could be any type of technology, really. But we're going to dive into repairing smartphones and how to make money. And a little bit of context to this. So maybe you want to do this as a side hustle. Maybe you do this as a side hustle and you want to make it into something more and you want to make some more money. How do you compete with the larger companies? So, companies like Apple, Asurion, CPR, Best Buy with computers as well. A lot of them are slashing repair costs because they can. And how do you compete with that?
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about how you compete with that. The first thing I got is going to be on sales. Now, this is not going to be a sales 101, how to be a salesperson. This is really for the introverted technician that just wants to make a little bit more money. So the first sales tip that I have is that you're going to want to sell accessories, but that doesn't mean you need to push all the accessories on people. There are some small key behaviors that you can do to sell some accessories. The first thing specifically with cell phones is screen protection. So screen protectors, like tempered glass screen protectors. If you hook up with the right vendor, you can get them for like less than $1 per.
Yeah.
You can sell them for $10. You can sell them for $15, and they're easy way to sell them is if you already have a client and you've already talk to them about repair costs. Maybe it's an iPhone 7 and you're going to do the repair for $90 for a screen repair, or maybe it's an iPhone 8. And just real quick, just be like, hey, clearly you broke your screen. It probably could have benefited from having the screen protector on there. I can put one on there. It's only going to be $10. And 8 out of 10 times they're going to say yes. That's an easy $10 that you just made. That's if you go $10. You could do $15. You can do $20. You can do $25, and chances are it's a lot cheaper than what Verizon is selling screen protectors for.
Screen protectors can go for like $50. So.
Right, and so for clients, love being able to buy it for cheap, especially if you do the installation. Right, you're going to install it for $10. Yes, absolutely, I'm going to pay $10 or $20 to have that done. So no high pressure sales tactic there. It's just the key behavior that you want to have right there is that you talk about it when you get the device from them. Don't try to add it on later. Do it and agree upon it right there when they hand you the device right up front. So that's my sales pick. The other thing that the big companies are doing is they're doing a lot of these repairs below cost, and they're doing that because they know that they're going to take the old part and they're going to send it back to somebody and get a buyback. So that through their vendor or however they're doing it, they're going to get buybacks. And what a buyback is if you have a this is really big with like Samsung devices, especially. If a client comes in, a customer walks in, they got a broken screen on their Samsung S10, cracked screen, but the LCD is fine. Vendors want that good LCD, and so they'll buy that part back from you in cash, right? So you might get $10, $5, $30, maybe up to $100.
Could be a lot for
for depending on the screen. But that's a good way to attract customers in by lowering your repair costs to compete with the big guys, knowing that on the back end you can make some additional money by selling that part back to a vendor for refurbishing.
And there's a whole lot of options, not just for Samsung, but for You mentioned getting the right vendor for buybacks can be pretty huge for iPhones too.
Right. And again, this is all about finding the right vendor for your parts. And so, you and I have a great relationship with Mobile Centrics. We can get screen protectors cheap from them, but they'll also buy back old screens.
Yeah.
But that's a really good way on the back end to make some additional money, for sure. Another thing that you could try, now this will take an investment, is you can start refurbishing parts yourself if you wanted to do that. I would say that generally speaking, on iPhones, this may or may not be worth doing. The proper equipment used for this can be really expensive, um, and aftermarket iPhone parts are so cheap. But the aftermarket parts for Samsungs are close to non-existent.
True.
So if you're able to invest a little bit of money into refurbishing equipment and refurbish Samsung screens, um, then then you're not having to rebuy Samsung screens. At $100 to $200, $250 per part per screen. You're only paying for the initial equipment cost, but refurbishing, getting a new digitizer glass on top of that costs a few bucks. So, but that's another way that you can generate some income. Um, the other thing that you want to do is you want to differentiate yourself from the competition.
Yeah.
So what can you offer that other companies can't offer? What's your personal touch?
Yeah.
Can you offer any kind of support that the big guys can't offer? Can you do things like we come to you service? That the mom and pop shop down the road can't do, right? Can you be mobile and go to the customer instead of then coming to you? So what can you do to differentiate yourself from the competition?
And there's a lot of things you can think of in this arena. It's not to be underestimated how important this is to customers. A personal touch, or we come to you. These things are really huge for consumers. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, and then to go beyond that is eventually you want to diversify your business. So you want to add other services that you can offer beyond just doing like basic screen repair or charge port repair. Those are all basic repairs. Battery repairs I've included in that. Those are all very basic. But if you can get into things like micro soldering, and you can do board repair, um, being able to do board repair, and now you can do advanced data recovery. There's a lot of money in data recovery.
You can get into finding ways to fix water damage too.
So yeah, fixing water damage. You can put a value on people's devices, right? A dollar amount on a device. What you can't do is put a price on pictures, on memories.
Yeah.
So if you can get into advanced data recovery by doing board level repair,
people were willing to spend thousands on that kind of thing.
Up to several thousands of dollars to get old information that's priceless to them. So this is a real quick episode because that's all I got. But I think it's really important. Let's make some money.
Yeah, all these are super important topics, and at some point we can go into some more details about that. But that's not the point of this. Just to be thinking about how we can, start to make more on some of these sales, some of these repairs. So that's all you got so far for that.
That's all I got. So, this is all stuff that we got really good at. Working for our previous company, which was a larger company. A lot of the pricing that we had for doing these repairs were kind of forced on us because of partner agreements. And so we had to find other ways to become profitable as a business. And it was so successful that that our boss actually presented on profitability within that network of other owners. So we know what we're talking about when it comes to making additional money. But it's so important, especially as repair costs are just plummeting. So you need to be able to be competitive, and these are great ways to be able to make some extra money both up front and on the back end.
And definitely time for specifics in the future. if this is interesting to you, we'd love to help out. Love to help people uh, become more profitable and successful in doing repairs. Which leads us to after this short episode here. Next episode, episode 7, is going to be a little bit longer. We're hoping to really get into some details. Topic's going to be education for episode 7. So, uh, we'll give more on that topic in the future, but be be ready for that. I have a lot on education and diving into which is kind of my passion, just to be able to, if you've got a tech interest or something like that. So that's the next topic. Um, and maybe dive a little bit in that episode as well on some specifics. But if this is interesting to you, definitely reach out to us or comment or send us a like. We'll make some more content on it.
For sure. Just as a reminder, you can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music. You can watch us on YouTube as well. And stay tuned for episode 7, education. Thanks for the listen. Enjoy the fire and go Mariners.